We need to understand capitalism. We need to know why thriving in this economy known as a capitalistic society is so important. First and foremost, you guys on the webinar see these slides. Here's what I need you to understand. There are three basic systems. Now, there are actually more than three, but I'm going to introduce you to three basic systems when it comes to economics. I'm going to spend a lot of time on the final two. And of course, the big one that we live in this country. But if you're looking at the slides on the webinar, there are three major systems when it comes to economic empowerment and government involvement. The reason most people don't understand capitalism or thrive in capitalism is because they don't understand how the rules are even played. Here's one of your options, so you can understand that there's really nothing wrong with capitalism when you get the rules. One is called communism. Now, communism says if you have two cows, the state, also known as the government, takes them both and then gives you the milk. Now, let me say this again. Communism states that if you have two cows, the government takes both cows and then gives you the milk. In other words, you have very little rights whatsoever in a communist country. Now, I'm not here to bash. I'm not here to make fun of. I'm here to give you some facts. In a communist country, the government is going to dictate everything, and your rights are pretty much zero. That's why you saw the two flags at the bottom, right? Like Russia, formerly known as the Soviet Union, and China, and North Korea. I don't even think North Korea is communist. That's the doggone monarchy going on up there. But basically, I'm going to use cows in all three examples to paint a picture for you so you can see, you know what? I got the wrong train of thought when it comes to my money. I got the wrong train of thought when it comes to generating my income. I got the wrong train of thought when it comes to spending the income I generate. I got the wrong train of thought when it comes to thinking about my income and how it's generated. The reason most people never thrive in this country is because they don't realize how bad the other options are, number one. Number two, they don't realize the unlimited potential that this particular system has, because they're bringing a different mentality from the other systems to this system, and it doesn't work. Let me say this again. Communism is if you have two cows, the government takes both cows and then gives you some milk. Now, see, they say we think in pictures. So I figured tonight I'm gonna give you guys some pictures to really, really think about. Now let's look at the next one, which is socialism. So what's the difference? Socialism says if you have two cows, the government takes them and puts them in a barn with everybody else's cows. Now that right there would scare me because I just lost control of my cows. But you then have to take care of all the cows, including your two cows, and then the government makes sure that everybody gets some milk. This is socialism. Then you have to take care of all the cows, yours and everybody else's. And then the government takes and makes sure that everybody in the country gets some milk from everybody in the country's cows. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, what's wrong with that? Well, in countries like Switzerland and Canada, absolutely nothing. Okay, there's nothing wrong with socialism. I'm not here to bash any of the systems. But what I'm telling you is in socialism, like in Canada, like in Switzerland, the aim is to make everybody equal. So a lawyer, for example, may make the same amount of money or just as close as a waitress. A college student may not struggle as much in that country because everybody put all their cows in one barn, and then the government's going to make sure that the milk is distributed evenly because these are all of our cows. That's Canada, that's Denmark, right? That's Switzerland, that's Norway, that's Finland. These are the things that they're going to do in those countries. Now, just in case you just joined us, communism is you own 2 cows, I take your cows, I get the milk and get the milk back to you how I feel like giving it to you. That's communism. Now, here's the challenge. We live in capitalism. So let's look at what capitalism says about our cows and why you may not be thriving. Capitalism says you have 2 cows. You sell one and buy a bull. Then your herd multiplies and the economy grows. You sell them and retire on the income. That's capitalism. Let me repeat it. You sell one because you own 2. You then buy a bull with the money you made from the one. Then you multiply the herd, and as the economy grows, you sell all of them and retire on the income from the herd. That's capitalism. Now, here is the reality behind capitalism. Capitalism demands that if you don't understand it, I take advantage of that. I want y'all to write that down. The rules of capitalism demand in this country that if you don't understand it, the person who does takes advantage of the person who doesn't. Here's what I want you to write down. This is very important. You were trained to contribute to capitalism, not participate in it. So I want you to realize this. People think that when I talk about money tonight, that I'm talking about budgeting or I'm talking about how to make money. All that's great. And I'm gonna get to that a little bit tonight and even more on part 2. But if you don't even understand the laws that govern your money and how your money is generated and why you're losing your money, you'll just be a person who's still wondering what's happening, and you won't ever be able to fix the problem because the system is designed to take the money from the person who doesn't know what's happening. That's capitalism. It means you capitalize on me if I don't understand. Let me say this again. Most people were taught that they should contribute to capitalism, but not participate in capitalism. There's the confusion.